Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a few days. How are you? I have been relaxing and planning for the next month. I hope that you're well. Today I'm gonna tell you about my favorite houseplants of March 2021. Before we get started, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. Maybe you've been binge watching my videos and you just forgot to hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the community. I also have YouTube memberships, which you can check out in the link in the description, and merch, which I think is pretty cute. Let's get into my favorite plants of March. Number one, this is definitely my favorite plant I own right now. Actually, like, to be honest, just really honest. Even though I just got this plant only less than a week ago, I can't stop staring at it. This is my Hoya Lakinosa variegata. It has internal variegation and she is a goddess. She is everything I want to be in life and more. I am obsessed with this houseplant in every single way possible. I love her. She's been sitting on my desk at night so that I can look at her while I work. And during the day, I put her right in the window so she can get all of the sun. My next favorite houseplant this month has been my Philodendron. Don't know why I second guessed that. Heteracea variegata. Okay, so we have this stem, which we were looking pretty nervous there, but then bam, variegation. Then we have my favorite stem, this stem, and we have her and her and her. She's still working her way out, but she's gonna be beautiful. And then we have this one, which I just cut to trade for the Acuta. And this is my actually like my least variegated stem. So you can barely see the variegation there, but it is there just a little bit. And then we had this one, which again barely, and then we had this one, and then the most variegated one from this stem was pretty variegated, and I traded that one for the Acuta along with a Burl Marks Fantasy. Pretty good trade if I had to say so. They were like two of my favorite plants I cut from. That made me just a little nervous, but I absolutely have just been dying over this. I can't get enough of it. The leaves on it are just so beautiful. Like I can't stress to you guys enough how much I love this houseplant. And I love that I have both variegated and the non-variegated variety hanging up above my desk. Definitely my next favorite plant this month has been the Pilea peperomioides. This is the one that I actually just traded for. And if you follow me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley, you have been seeing me take photos of these and with these literally whenever I get the chance. I have been so obsessed with them and I think that they are so cute, and they also have a jiggle factor, which is definitely important to me in my houseplants. Like I think they're so cute, and they remind me of this little spinny toy I got from Disneyland as a kid. Press a button and it had these little spinners that looked exactly like this, that were made out of plastic, and they spin around in a circle, and this reminds me of that, and it makes me feel like a kid at Disneyland. So my next favorite plant this month has been this specific Monstera Albo deliciosa, and I'm very excited because I've had this plant for a very long time. She has been one leaf for a very long time. I got this from Botanicas. Literally probably one of the most beautiful Monstera albos I think I've ever seen in my life. For a while, she like wasn't growing for me at all. And I think it's because I just wasn't keeping her moist enough. See that right there? That is the new node breaking through the bark on the stem. So I'm really super happy I separated this from the other one. And yeah, I'm really happy. I'm excited to see where our relationship takes us because she just is really beautiful, and she's from my BFFs at Botanicas. So my next favorite plant this month has been this Monstera Sandaliana Albo variegata, and I'm happy to report that since you last saw her, she's actually in there enough that like when I pull up, it pulls up on all the soil. So she is working on herself, rooting herself, just like I am trying to do in my own life. She is so, you guys, that is just the natural green color. That is just like what it looks like. Chef's kiss. Couldn't be more proud, couldn't be more excited. Love her, she's a queen. Iconic. So many of you guys have been saying that like your husbands walk by the TV. My next favorite plant is a plant I do not show enough on this channel, and that is my pink princess Philodendron. Just saw this the other day if you watched my terrarium video, but this guy is so beautiful. This is actually two separate plants. We have this one right here, which randomly throughout this all pink leaf just like for no reason. And then this one, which I've had for over a year and a half, slowly he's been working on himself. We had a close call. You can see that this leaf is pretty damaged. It was not thrips, it was me being a inattentive plant parent. So we're back on track now though, and she has got some beautiful coloration happening, and I'm excited to see where she goes in the future, especially I think I'm just gonna keep them in the same pot from now on, but you can see the two newest leaves on this other plant where it was mostly pretty dark before. It's now kind of coming back with the pink, which is super exciting. Oh, you are so pretty. My next favorite plant I have to show you for the month is my Hoya Lakinosa Langkawi Island, or Langkawi Island. This is a very unique Lakinosa variety, as it has two entirely different leaf shapes that it can throw hands with. You can see them both here. These plants both come from, well, they're not plants, they're the same plant, but both of these leaf shapes literally come from the same stem. This stem right here with these comes from the same as this, straight up. How bizarre is that? And I've actually cut it up a decent amount to send to my friends. It used to be pretty big, but I always thought it was such just a bizarre looking Hoya Lakinosa. I really just wanted to share it. It also has this like very interesting little spot right here with this very splashy foliage, almost like a Croniana. Like the leaves look like a Croniana, but they're not. They're fully Hoya Lakinosa, which is just so incredible. I think that this plant is remarkable and just so beautiful, and it's so fun to look at because it's like, what are you doing? You are doing so many different things at once, which is really cool, but also super confusing. Hoya Lakinosa Langkawi Island, or Langkawi Island. Next up to bat is our Hoya Bella Lavoie. I absolutely adore this Hoya. Got it from my friend Harley, and we're actually already seeing some root growth happening, which these like little green spots are where I had to put the roots in the pot. We are throwing hands. I don't know if you can see, but she's throwing hands at the very top there, just barely. This is actually a decently fast growing Hoya for an interior variegated Hoya, so very in love with it. I feel blessed. Normally I don't like to have just like one tiny piece of a Hoya, because obviously with all the other ones, it's like you get a cutting and you're like, okay, I'm gonna grow this into a whole plant, which I will do with this. But if this is all I ever had of this, I would be happy. Like, this is a fun little plant I have been loving the heck out of. This is a Syngonium Albo Podophylum. I chopped up my other Syngoniums and sent them on their way to other homes. Kept this node and one other node, which I've recently given to my BFF Natalie. And man, look at her, she's doing her thing. Look at this, we're getting a new leaf. Looks significantly bigger than this itty bitty baby. Live his life in my little jar terrarium, so super happy about him, and I hope he continues to live a really nice life, do a lot of fun things. I can't wait to see, because I am so bad at growing Syngonium. I literally don't know how people do it. My Syngonium, whenever they put out a new leaf, they always like lose their old one once they get up to 2 or 3 leaves. Here's hoping this one doesn't just like up and die again. Or not die, but like, you know, start losing leaves, because I kind of want them to stay around. Some people have like these big Syngonium plants, and I'm like, how do you do that? This is my next favorite plant of the month. I have a big bowl, which I'll show you in a second, but this is Hoya pubic calyx Super Splash, I think. And this has literally been my obsession for the entire month of March. Over 4 of you guys have sent me your own versions of this. I got this and another stem, which is in the cup, from a girl, Miranda, Miranda, thank you so much. I got this bowl of pubic calyx Splash from my girl, Ashley. So all of this is rehabbing, but this is pink Splash Syngonium, as you can see. It's very beautiful and iconic. It's rehabbing in this big old moss bowl. My man Jack sent me a piece of his pink splashy Obovata, which is just as amazing as this. So I feel really blessed by you guys. You guys saw that I was like super obsessing over this plant, and you guys came through, which is really, really cool, because like, where do you even find something that looks like that? Super excited. Her rooting system is coming along decently. She did lose one leaf, which broke my heart because it was my favorite leaf, but we have the good genetics, so I'm not too terribly worried. But thank you again, Miranda, Ashley, and Jack, for filling the void in my heart, which is very, very splashy Hoya. I feel like this one can be added to that one, but we're just gonna make it its own plant because it is. And this is the Hoya Wilbur Gravenoid. Again, extremely splashy boy. This was given to me by Olivia's Greenhouse on Instagram. You guys can go check her out if you're feeling that vibe. And she literally, we did a trade and she included this for freaking free, which is like, this is a super expensive Hoya, so I feel super blessed to literally even own it. I got it to put out these 2 leaves, but I do hope it goes back to these more like ovular and super deep colored greens in the future, because these are really nice. The splash on them is just truly jaw-dropping, but I really like it when it's this super deep color, and it could be that it's gonna fade to that. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. So yeah, how incredible is that though? And then my last few favorites are both of my sport variegated monsteras that are teeny tiny. They're sitting on my couch. Here's one of them. I guess I said that they're teeny tiny, but they don't really look that small. They're really, really beautiful. Their variegation isn't like super duper strong. Here's the strongest leaf on this one. It got some nice Oria variegation, low key. And then my other one, they're just really beautiful, and they move all the time to wherever the sun is, so I'm like always turning them to make them pretty. Those are my favorites for the month. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you hit like, subscribe, and tweet me at PlantMeAshley. Follow me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley. Check out my merch. I have a ton of merch at Teespring. And yeah, I hope that you guys had an amazing March, and I'll see you on April 1st with a super fun video. So I'll see you then. Goodbye. I love you. Thanks for letting me take a few days off. It was really needed. Cool, bye. See ya. Boop.